episode 17. I'm Justin.
I'm Rebecca.
We're here at the VMP Performance World Headquarters, as I always say. Getting it done. Lots of stuff to do. So what's been a pretty exciting topic around here lately is our Odin supercharger kits. Me and Rebecca and the whole team have been working very, very hard on all things Odin. And we've been developing, it's all been coming together really, really nicely. I'm trying to think of how to say that in this format without them knowing the exact context of all that.
It's a lot of stuff, and we're doing it all.
Yeah, in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah.
Albeit. So I've learned some things about a pandemic. Everything takes longer to get done, and yeah. So many of you probably saw one of the more public Odin customers' cars that we delivered on Friday, and that was staying mode. So give us some feedback. Tell us what you think. I mean, the videos, they got edited and they got up there right away. I think, how many videos did staying mode get out?
He's done 3 or 4, because he's introduced it to other YouTubers as well who have driven the car. And then we've got one up, and we're about to release our second. Friday we're doing that on the table. And then this coming Monday we'll release the drag video that we did of staying mode as well.
Oh wow, cool. So you got an experience you got an opportunity to experience the Black Mamba.
Yep.
What'd you think?
I was thrilled with it. I'm a professional puller outer of the trailer. If you need me at the track, I can get your car out of a trailer.
You can send it down the track a little bit too.
Yeah.
Or a whole lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
the car drove great.
So who's faster in staying mode's car?
Staying mode went faster than me.
But you ran a faster mile an hour.
Well, faster or quicker. He's quicker, I'm faster.
And for those that have not seen the videos yet, can you tell them how fast you went?
150.
And how quick did you go?
965.
We had a lot of good runs on that Friday night, and Rebecca drove the car a couple times. What other times did you run in it?
I only ran it the 2 times.
The 2 times? Okay.
I went on 990 something.
Right after you pulled it out of the trailer.
Yeah.
Doing your best job pulling it out of the trailer.
Yep.
You proceeded to drive it down the track and go. I think it went where did it go on the first pass, mile an hour wise?
143.
142.
Okay. Thanks, JD.
I'm editing the video right now.
So, yeah, I mean, it ran great the whole evening.
Yeah, it did. It's a nice leisurely drive down the track compared to my car. And it feels fast too, so it's not like driving like a stock GT500. That's kind of like sitting on your couch.
So you're saying that I need to add a bunch more horsepower to the GT500?
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Okay. I can definitely deliver.
Awesome.
So we've got one of our co-workers' children chiming in here.
Aiden Casati says, "Hey guys, I finished my schoolwork." That's great, Aiden. I am proud of you.
Tomorrow we get to see some more of the production parts for Odin, which is going to be really exciting. Odin's coming with a whole new cold air kit that we co-developed with VMP Performance out of California. And it's going to be a nice airbox setup, a nice high flow tube, a 5-inch mass air meter section, 120 millimeter or so, and I'm really excited about that because it just ties the whole package in together.
Wayne Gardner says that Dude in Blue's new F-150 Lightning video is a really big-ass tease, knowing how close it is to Odin time to arrive.
Oh. So, I wonder if he's jealous that there's, which does he want to see an Odin on an F-150, maybe?
He's got an order in for one.
Oh.
Yeah, he's waiting on his order.
Okay.
It's coming.
Yeah, I mean, we're in full swing of Odinizing F-150s as well. We've got a couple here in the shop that are getting the first Odin kits.
Chad Dowd says, hope weather is good this time of year down that way. Chad, I messaged Mitchell this morning. Mitchell messaged me, and then I told him that it was cold, and he laughed at me.
So today is like the only cold day.
I thought you said another day was going to be cold this week.
Oh, yeah, you're correct. I think it's Saturday or Sunday. It's supposed to be rainy and cold.
Said Sunday.
I'm always thinking about cold and dry because that would be good racing weather.
Built for Speed wants to know if we used the Coyote crankshaft on the 5.2 Voodoo block that we built that was supposed to go in track attack.
We did just use a regular Coyote crankshaft. And pretty much all that stuff is like completely interchangeable. The block has all the standard dimensions of a Coyote block with the exception of a bigger bore. And that's what makes it a Voodoo or now a Predator block is the bigger bore.
Randy Ledet says, what's the gains on the Grip Tech 69mm pulley?
That's kind of like a good question that we would generally kind of like overlook.
Yeah.
I think Randy's still on a 6-rib, if I recall his setup.
I don't know his setup.
Yeah, he could be on an 8-rib or a 6-rib when you're referencing the 69mm pulley size. So Grip Tech is just going to give you better, it grabs the belt better, so when you get down to those smaller sizes, you are less likely to have any level of belt slip whatsoever.
Chad Dowd says, perfect.
I don't know, Chad, I don't know how long that perfect weather is going to last, so when you come down, we will make the best of it.
Wayne Gardner says, haha, not jealous, Justin, just excited.
So one of the really exciting things I wanted to tell them about Odin, because it's going to get rolled into all of our other supercharger kits too, is that the belt system is no grind. I mean, I remember when we first did that to your car back in 2010 to get a supercharger on it, and like it was harder back then because the front covers were different. But it's become easier over the years. There's only 3 bosses on there, but with the new Odin belt system, there is no grinding required of the front cover whatsoever. So it's just bolt on and go. And it's a lot lighter weight too. It's just less stuff on the front cover to worry about.
ORL Mitch says, hey guys, hey. Ryan Palowski says, I have a 1989 50 convertible with Powerdyne BD11A. I'd like to change it completely. It currently has a C4 transmission in it. He'd like to go to a VMP blower system. What do I need to talk to you about that?
So, first thing came to mind. Did you ever see the Powerdyne I had on my car?
No, I've heard of the Powerdyne that you had. Like, God, I probably would have been like 15 or 16 when
Yeah.
you had the Powerdyne on your car?
I was still in high school when I had the Powerdyne, which means I was still 17.
Yeah,
And,
so I was 16.
You probably heard about it from my high school friends then.
I heard that it sounded like an airplane.
Yeah. I bought a Powerdyne kit used. Apparently it had bad bearings. I eventually replaced them myself and it got a lot quieter, but I don't think it was on the car for very long after that. So that's really freaking old school.
Yeah.
Like, the deal with the Powerdyne is you had to keep spare belts or you had to get the better belts because they would break and fail if you looked at it the wrong way. I mean, it was literally like, use a big enough bypass, don't spin it too fast, and...
That's too many rules for me.
You're too much of a rule breaker. And, but to like answer Ryan's question, you've got a 5.0 convertible with a Powerdyne, you need to coyote swap it, and then you can have your choice of VMP supercharger kits from our Gen 3R to the new Odin supercharger kit, and you can just frickin'...
And that thing will be a real cool box body at that point.
Yeah, and
I get away from the C4.
the C4 may just like grenade or something crazy. I mean, if it's built, it won't. But
no, I'm just not a huge fan of
Yeah.
C4s. Put a 6R80 in it.
Yeah.
Turbo 400, whatever you want.
I
You
think
can have fun with it.
Yeah. I think the big sell for that older 5.0 is that it'll have a full-on, it'll have like twice as much horsepower as it had before.
Right.
Even with a supercharger.
Absolutely. It'll be light. Light-ish, it's a convertible. John Smith asked if we've seen anyone run JPC's 335, 344 cubic inch short block yet. I haven't, but I live under a rock, so.
No, you don't.
Garrett Shaw says, see you guys there at VMP Friday. Gonna be headed down around 4 a.m. Friday. Should put us there. Sorry, I was taking a bag by that time. Put us there around 12-ish. That's great, Garrett. You'll see everybody here except for me. Ryan Pulowski says, will you do the coyote swap for me? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can do coyote swaps.
We got one going on right now.
Yeah. They're quite expensive because of the amount of labor required plus the parts, but it's possible. We can do it.
Zach Lococo says, hey guys, just wondering how much it would be for the Loki kit installed on my 18 5-liter.
Man, that's kind of exciting. Now that we're like,
We can do that.
yeah, like, and we can do it like later this month. It's no for everybody that's watching. Odin Loki kits are going to begin to ship later this week and next week, so it's really exciting. And we'd be looking at probably just under $10,000, depending on what options you go with and everything else.
Derek Brand says, hello. Hi, Derek.
Hey, Derek. Oh, that one got inserted out of order.
Yeah.
So I was talking to another tuner last night who was thinking about using one of our new Odin kits on one of his customers' cars. And he told me kind of the setup that he was used to running with other similar superchargers. And I thought, wow, that's kind of cool. Our Odin kit comes with 1000 cc injectors right out of the box. So it's basically ready for whatever you want to throw at it. E85, you want to run a small pulley, whatever, it's there.
Ryan Pulaski says, doable, sweet, thank you. Yep, it is. Hit us up.
We were talking about pulley sizes on our Odin kits earlier today in one of our company meetings, and if you've got a Mustang or an F-150, it's pretty good. It's going to be very, very similar to the Gen 3R. You're going to want to start out with like an 88 millimeter pulley on pump gas. That's going to get you around 11, 12, 13 pounds of boost, depending on how high you rev it. And that's the really good like jumping off point. The Loki kit, you can actually pulley down a little bit more aggressively because it's set up for a stock throttle body and a stock air box, so it's a little more restricted. So that just kind of results in a smaller pulley size. Go ahead.
Evlar23, is the Loki kit going to be carb legal?
We're going to begin working towards that once everything starts to open up again. But that's definitely the plan, to offer a carb legal Loki kit. So we've got a little bit of a lull here in questions. You want to tell them about how your Odin project is coming along?
Sure. It's it's currently sitting in the garage, and it needs a lot of work, but we're getting stuff done with it.
Yep, the engine's getting built.
Yep.
And it's been like some parts have been difficult to get lately. So I just got word that we've chosen a crankshaft for it. So we kind of know where it's going to sit cubic inch wise and displacement wise and everything. And that whole engine program for that car is coming together. And the rest of the system as well. And I'm really excited to start working on the car and change our focus to that one.
Lethal Venom says, any teaser things you can drop about the Gen 3R for the Terminators?
I think there's some things that we can tell you on the show. So actually got an update on that yesterday. I don't know if I had a chance to mention it to you yet.
I don't think you did.
But I got some updates on some of the manufacturing processes, which another thing that's like it's coming along just a little bit slower than we'd like because of the pandemic. So we're hoping to have some of the initial parts later in June, and it's going to look externally very similar, pretty much the same as the current Terminator, Gen 3. All the changes are internal. We decided that was the best way to go about it to maintain the fitment and the appearance and all the other good things that we've had going on with that kit. Because it is really easy to install with a removable elbow. It's really easy to work on, as long as you have that super long reach 5mm ball nose to get to the one bolt under the elbow. But that's why the holes on the bottom of the elbow are slotted. So that's kind of the deal, and all of it is going to be about performance, bringing the Magnuson DFT technology to the 03 Cobra Terminator supercharger line that we have, and yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it in a nutshell, and it's going to be awesome.
Twin Force Fusion says, do you think the heavy-duty Ford 7.3 liter will be a swap or fit into an S550? I feel like we talk about this every other week or so.
So, what do you see like the downsides and the upsides being to that engine, like the pros and cons?
I don't know. I think it'd be a cool swap.
I mean, it's an awesome big displacement NA motor, and like we really don't really see a lot of NA builds in the Ford Mustang community. Everybody just goes to boost, it seems like. So I think the engine will absolutely fit. It'll be more like a traditional overhead valve type of engine where the valve covers are small, the engine's narrow, and I think it'll swap right in very easily. It'll be. Have you seen anything on the weight of the 7.3?
No, I have not.
I have a feeling it's a lot heavier.
I would imagine it is.
Maybe 100, 150 pounds heavier. So that's a potential downside.
Derek Brand says, let's say VMP Gen 3 on a stock S197, what pulley size for 700 horsepower? And he said Gen 3R. I don't remember if I said that or not.
Oh, it's spelled wrong a little bit.
Yeah.
So he wants 700 real horsepower on a Gen 1 Coyote. I think he's been watching Dude in Blue's video. So that's actually a very, pulley size is a very common question. And it's pretty easy to answer. It's an 88 or an 85. Dude in Blue's car kind of made that number accidentally. They don't always make that much horsepower, and we want to make sure we keep the tune super safe, especially for a Gen 1. That's why I kind of left the caveat that we might need to go to like an 85 millimeter pulley and boosting to see that number. But it's definitely going to be up there, especially if he already has exhaust or long tubes, really like long tube headers on it.
Rick Singer says, do you at VMP do tunes for other Ford products? You did my Shelby GT500. Do you do tunes for an 11 Ford Flex all-wheel drive EcoBoost?
We absolutely do.
Yep.
That's going to fall under like a level 2 tune, and you can just put the order in and we can get a strategy from you and we can do it.
Dustin's Customs, do you have a good place to get a Coyote core? Would get new rods and pistons and send it to the machine shop?
I think that probably like a truck motor from a junkyard's your best bet.
Yep. Big Al, I have an 18 GT with Roush supercharger and VMP triple pass heat exchanger. How much should I expect to spend swapping Odin setup on?
So I feel like that's a question we're going to continue to get more and more. And he's got some of our parts. He's got an existing supercharger system. Like the investment in the triple pass was pretty big, so we'd like to support you because of that. But there's still so many other things that get replaced with an Odin kit that it's going to be pretty significant, and we don't currently have a part number for a kit that doesn't include a heat exchanger. So I would expect to spend, within $1,000 of a full Odin kit, or even close to it. It's tough because if we start to cannibalize any parts from your Roush kit, then you don't have what you need to sell the Roush kit. And I imagine you probably want to try to get something for it.
Zach Lococo says, my car has some idle issues. It bogs down to about 500 RPM and then shoots back up to 750 intermittently. It was tuned on E85 for a while, then I flashed it back to stock, and it still happens. There's no air leaks.
That's kind of a difficult one. That's hard to say without having our hands on the car, data logging the idle air correction factor, and just really kind of trying to figure out what's going on with it, especially if it does it completely stock. I mean, I would probably just have the idle RPM raised in the tune and see if that helps it a little bit.
James Lamb says, late to the live video, when will your 18 fuel system be available? Like, what's on Sting Mode's car?
We're finalizing that over the next couple of weeks. There's going to be an 18 fuel system for Odin, and then there's going to be just a general 18-up fuel system because there's a couple different lines and fittings, and we're actually making a special, we're calling it like the 18 fuel rail block that accounts for some differences in the 18-up fuel system, mainly just having a pressure sensor on the fuel rail.
Manassas Rivera, hello VMP, is it possible to have a GT350 cold air intake with a Gen 3R? Thanks in advance.
That is not possible at all because the intakes are in completely different places.
It's gonna run into things. Handlebar mustache. Godzilla weighs about 530 pounds. There's your answer on that 7.3 stuff. Patrick Michael Barton. Hello, love the YouTube videos. Will you be doing anything in the future for the Ford F-250 3-liter supercharging?
Absolutely. We are looking at that platform and we're looking at doing something with it later this year.
David Decker, good day to you all. I have a VMP 730 kit on my 17 Roush RS3. The tune is dialed in, but wondering since my car has an auto trans, how much difference does the tune change on the shifting of the 6R80? Have not been able to drive it much under full throttle. Thanks.
Well, it seems like we need to get this man out on a flat, straight road and just let him send it. It's different. It's like comfortably different. You know, it's going to shift at a higher RPM and it's going to shift firmer, but we don't make things to where it's put you in the ditch either. So that's the balance.
I'm not reading that one.
Yeah, you know, that's kind of a loaded question. Very, very good numbers.
Luma Venom Charged Prince. Hey there, VMP family. Quick question. Do you guys do remote tuning? I know you do for the States, but not sure if you do for a car that's all the way in South Africa. Thank you and keep well.
Yeah, we absolutely do remote tuning all over the world.
If you've got a car and you can send us data logs, we can send you tunes.
Yeah.
Twin Force Fusion, what are your opinions on the Cobra Jet 1400 EV? Do you think the community will embrace the EV drag cars or as commuter cars?
I think we're a long way off from that. What do you think?
I think getting people to embrace it is a challenge. Mm-hmm. I understand that innovation has to happen, and I think it's a respectable effort at innovation. Am I ready to get rid of my gas-powered vehicles to go electric vehicle? No.
It's very odd, and I think like you have to prove that you can do it, but I just don't think there's a lot of demand for it.
Manassas Rivera says, sorry for the confusion. I meant adapt the GT350 cold air intake to the twin 67mm instead of the JLT.
So it still wouldn't work because you're going from a cold air design for a round throttle body to an oval throttle body. That's pretty much it for today. All right, everybody. Well, we are going to get back to working on Odin stuff, and we will see you next time. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share.
Thanks.